Oh, hello. Today we are multitasking. Making breakfast, doing stretch fist. Today's workout is just a stretch for my splits journey. My splurny. Trying to learn how to do the split. But I'm also making some eggs and beans. This is what I have for breakfast pretty much every day is eggs. I should probably look at the table instead of in the camera. Black beans. Open. Oh, it's like airtight. There we go. Black beans and eggs. That's pretty much it. And then I put salsa on them. And sometimes I put cotija cheese on them, but we don't have cotija cheese. And an apple and peanut butter, which I already had. And I figure this is just like a short 7-minute stretch today. So I might as well do the video while I make breakfast and stretch right here. I don't need to be in the exercise room for that. How's everyone doing today? I think it's time to put the oil on the pan. We don't use a non-stick pan. We use a metal pan, so we gotta heat it up a lot before you put the eggs on. We found if the oil gets good and hot, then the eggs don't stick as much to the pan. Okay, I'm gonna do this little stretch routine. Oh yeah, and the app that I've been using is now called Trainwell. They changed the name of it because there's other apps called Copilot, so it got confusing.
Reps per side of body weight Cossack squat. Press in when you're done, as deep as you can for each.
Okay, so now it's called Trainwell. So I'm using Trainwell. It's going to take some getting used to. Okay, they changed the name once before also, and that took some getting used to. But whatever. Cossack squat. Ooh, I normally do this on a padded floor, but let's. Okay. And it's slidey. It's slidey floor. Okay. 3. How's everyone doing today? I'm in the middle of editing. Well, I have someone named Steven who's been helping me edit. Thank you, Steven, lately. And because he saw me saying that I needed an editor on here and got in touch. So anyway, I'm currently editing a video about going out around with my friend Mike, who's an engineer, inspecting bridges. He inspects bridges in Wisconsin, and I went out for a day with him. And
up next is 2 minutes of seated straddle stretch. Arch back and relax.
Probably hot enough. Let's see. Put the eggs on. I went around inspecting bridges with him for a day, and I'm editing that video. It's coming along pretty good. Like, it's going to be a change of pace for me as far as the types of videos I make. Uh-oh. It's going to get loud in here. So I'm working on figuring out how I'm going to present that video. Like, it's basically going to be like, how do we make sure our bridges don't fall down? Because it's interesting to me. I drive over bridges and I'm like, yeah, it's cool, it's going to hold. We're just all so confident that it's going to work out. And I wanted to find out why we know it's going to work out. Who's in charge of that? So, followed him around, cutting that together. Steven's also been cutting together my 30,000 steps a day video, roughly, and then I'm going to take it and put it together. I think the 30,000 steps a day video is going to be the next The next one.
60 seconds left.
I gotta do the straddle stretch here. Oh, this floor is too slidey. Let's try it. Okay. 2 minutes of this. Not gonna use the torture device today, I guess. Normally I sit up on a block. I'm like elevated when I do this. This is the first time I've done this not elevated in a while. And it's on a slidey floor. Feels different. Okay. So I've been cutting that video up. When I do these videos, my process is like a whittling process. I have all this footage. I go through and I cut down like to the essentials. Like there's extra bits that when people talk, we say that aren't necessary in a final video. Like we repeat ourselves, we have ums and ahs, there are pauses between statements, and then there's just information that's irrelevant probably.
60 seconds.
But that's always a judgment call, because sometimes I like putting irrelevant things in because it's funny. But I go through and I cut it down, whittle it down to like first pass like as much essentials as I can, and then I go back and do it again, and then suddenly it becomes more obvious other things that can be cut once you see it all condensed like that. And then I go through it again. I go through it multiple times and then I'll see like, okay, well we talked about this subject here, but we also talked about the same subject way over here. Put those things together and then discover that some of it's repeated, and then you can cut out a lot of that, and then just make the whole thing flow. But it's all going to be pretty jump cutty because it's like so cut up. So then once I get it down to like a pretty essential, like it's bare bones.
That's time. Up next is 30 seconds of sumo squat.
B-roll.
Hold wide, deep.
Other shots. Let's check on these eggs. Other shots that can cover up the jump cuts, basically, and help explain whatever's being talked about. But I don't even really think about that until I get to that process. Like I don't think about the B-roll, what other images are going to be used, until I get to that point where it's like, okay, this is all the essentials that are going to be said here.
10 seconds left.
Okay, we gotta reset this. And then I'll also, if the footage all works on its own as a nice, entertaining story, then that's fine. But usually I'm gonna have to like write other things to give context, to give more information if it's incomplete. In the case of the bridge video, I think I'm gonna spend some time writing an intro for the why of, that's always the goal at first, to explain the why of this video. Which I don't think is apparent in the footage by itself.
Up next is 2 minutes of seated straddle stretch.
It is a little bit.
Arch back and relax.
But I feel like I could explain it more. Let's, okay, these eggs are done. Throw them in a bowl. Like this isn't pretty. I just throw them in a bowl. And then throw the eggs on there. This is going to be louder. Throw the beans on there. Black beans. Heat them up in the pan. I strain the black beans from a can so that it doesn't have all the bean juice. Because I don't like it so juicy. Put some salt on them. Mix them around, make sure the heat's hitting them all. And then let's do this seated stretch again. So I'm at the point now where I was driving around with my friend Mike, talking about bridges, and I've cut up the conversation quite a bit. But what it ended up being is this very long bunch of cut up conversation in a car. And then we go to a location in the inspecting a bridge, and all of a sudden, that's like after like 7 minutes, the way it is now, 7 minutes of talking and then just like going to the bridge. once we go to the bridge, it becomes much more entertaining because we're doing things. We're out doing things. So now I'm like, okay, I definitely have to cut up that first 7 minutes. All the information is pretty good. Like I think I may want to keep it all in some form, but it's too long and boring in one chunk. So I'll probably cut it up, like with going to the bridges, like bring the bridge location in between the conversation, even though that's not exactly time-wise how it actually happened. But this is how I do it. I take all
30 seconds
I
left.
rarely make a plan before I cut anything. So like, I'll just have a lot of footage. I'm not going to be like structuring the video and writing down a structure, or even in my head. I might have an idea in my head a little bit, but I cut it down first to its bite-sized pieces. Like I get it to the essentials of it, and figure and see what it is and what the information is and how it feels to watch it.
Press submit to finish.
Before I decide, like, the structure, if like what I'm going to say as a host of the video and everything. It's just a whittling process. Like I like to look at the footage and see it before I know how it's going to go. I don't try to fit it into a formula, even though this process ends up often coming out with a similar structure every time, because I am who I am and I'm going to do what I do. But that's what I'm working on right now.
Enjoy the rest of your day.
And that's why I'm talking to you about it. That's what I'm working on right now. And now, the beans, they're probably pretty heated up. Oh yeah, they're smoking. So, you gotta turn off your stove. That's a key part of it. Okay, and then we're gonna dump the eggs we're gonna dump the beans on top of the eggs. Basically, it's not pretty, it's just a pile of beans and eggs. Eggs over easy. Put the eggs back in the fridge. Grab the salsa. This is my favorite salsa. Chipotle, Frontera Chipotle salsa. It is my favorite. It has been for quite some time. I've tried many others, but this is the best. And the grocery store lately hasn't been having it every time. I think it's getting too popular. Or supply chain issues, I don't know. And then put some water on the pan so I can easily clean off all the schmutz later. Let it soak a little bit. And I'm gonna do actually gonna do a regular. So that's what it looks like. I like this breakfast because it's protein. It's got a lot of protein and a lot of fiber. Black beans have a lot of fiber, and it fills you up. It fills you up pretty good without much or any sugar, really. So I'm gonna do a little straddle stretch. This isn't part of the workout. This is just something I'm supposed to do occasionally if I want to learn to do the splits. So I'm just gonna do a little one. Oh boy, it's slidey. It's slidey here. Kind of hurts my heels. I think I need to do this on a softer. Definitely need to do it on a softer floor. I'm gonna do it on a softer floor. We'll do it over here. Hey, bunny. What's up? Hey, bunny. Hi. What you doing? Good girl. Yeah. Okay, let's do the straddle stretch over here on a softer floor. Okay. I don't feel that I'm making great progress, but I don't think I've been doing this enough. I have been, when I was doing the 30,000 steps a day for the last month, this is day 2 of not doing it, day 2 of it being over, I haven't been working on the splits as much. Too many challenges at one time. But now, I gotta get back to it. Okay. So like I just need to occasionally do this throughout the day. But you don't want to overdo it, because then you pull a muscle, and then it'll take an awful lot longer to get it done. because you'll have to wait to heal. Okay. That's today's video. How are you doing? Black beans and eggs, man. It's a great breakfast. With that salsa, so simple. Just salt. Bye.